All right, Casey, we're live. How you doing?
Doing good.
Careful banging around on your desk. Can really hear it with the headphones in. Yep, just like that. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 13 of the Casey and Tyler Show. As you guys can see, it's a little bit different. We're doing this one remote. Casey had a little operation today. Casey show off the battle wound. Had to get some stuff fixed in the good old hand there. So we just thought it'd be best to, you can keep slamming shit.
Dude, I'm sorry, I placed that down. Sorry.
You're good. So we're a little remote today. Could definitely hear some dogs barking on my end, so I apologize for that. Can't do much about it. But yeah, let's get in the show. We'll try to keep this one concise and do what we can. So we got quite the show for you guys. Like I said, episode 13. We got a lot to cover. MLB Division Series. Obviously, we got to preview college football week 7, NFL week 6, and we get into our picks of the weeks and the Casey and Tyler 12-leg get rich, die trying parlay. Casey, anything you want to say before we get started?
Let's fucking do this, people.
All right, let's do it. Let's get into the show here. Casey, I got an update for our listeners here. You remember that phishing scandal a couple weeks back that kind of rocked the internet?
Yeah.
So I do have an update for the listeners. The two anglers that were accused of stuffing the lead weights in the fillets in an attempt to win the $1,000 in that Ohio tournament, they were indicted on Wednesday on charges of attempted grand theft and some other accounts. So I got the charges here. Jacob Runyon and Chase Kaminsky were indicted on felony charges of cheating, attempted grand theft, and possessing criminal tools. Also, they were indicted on misdemeanor charges of unlawfully owning wild animals. They will be arraigned on October 26th. It also said in the on the article that officers from the ODNR, which sounds like it's like what Michigan's similar to what we have here in Michigan, of the DNR. They seized, it's the Fish and Boat Commission, I guess. They seized a boat, trailer, and fishing gear that belonged to Kaminsky. And I guess they used that boat during the last month's tournament. So they seized all that with the search warrant. So that's interesting. We'll see. Cheaters never win. Good for the authorities. Sorry, that was fucked up with me. Yeah, my bad. Good for them. I'm sure.
Bitch.
There we go. That's a win for the good guys, right? That's a win.
That is a win for the good guys. That is a win for the good guys there.
So,
I agree.
Don't know, obviously, how much, what they'll actually be charged with. I'm sure they're going to hire lawyers. We'll probably see this play out in court. But regardless, I do think it is a word to the wise, if you will say, for any other future scandals that, they're going to take this stuff seriously. I mean, there's a lot of money on the line. So, I don't know if whatever thoughts you had, but I do think this is more of making a statement versus the charges actually being pressed or whatever. I think it's more hey, you can't get away with shit like this. And we'll see what happens. I'm sure if the prosecutors are taking this as seriously as the article makes it seem, they're probably going to be asked to pay back some money.
I agree.
In some capacity. And what happens to that, whether it'll go to who ended up in second place in some of these tournaments, I don't know. But these guys got fucked, and that's what they get. So
I agree.
Another thing, Emoni Bates update. You texted me about this today. As you guys know, we talked about it. Emoni Bates, former number 1 recruit in his class for basketball, committed to Michigan State, went to Memphis, and then recently transferred to Eastern Michigan University here in Ypsilanti. He was charged with felony possession of a firearm, I think it was.
Yes.
And it just came out that those charges are to be dismissed. The attorney for Bates came out and said that he's in the process of being reinstated to both the university and the athletic department. It sounds like he had been suspended, as we assumed he would. That never came out that he was suspended, but we both were like, he's definitely suspended. For the last 3 weeks as this kind of played out. He's expected to enter a plea deal in exchange for all the felony charges being dropped. He will plead to one misdemeanor count of attempted illegal transportation of a weapon, and that charge itself will be entirely dismissed upon the completion of a diversion program. This is similar to something in Michigan called 7411, where if it's like your first drug possession charge, it's typically seen with marijuana. This is before marijuana was illegal. Basically, you could enter a diversion program, and if you stay out of trouble for the terms of this diversion program, that'll be off your record completely. Yeah, so
makes sense.
Makes sense, right? He doesn't have anything on his record as far as we know, so it makes sense. Obviously, attorney gets it done. I'm excited from a fan perspective. I want to see what he does at Eastern. So
we talked about we have I think it's November 7th. Mm-hmm. We're locked in. We're going to that Eastern game that day. Home opener against Wayne State.
Yep. So from a fan perspective, like for us, like we're in content. We need him. Like if Emoni does well there, it just gives us more shit to talk about.
Shit, I might buy season tickets. They're only $120.
I saw that you
13 games, $120.
It's like what, less than $10 a game, dude.
Yeah. Look, you're sitting mid-court, 5 rows up.
That's pretty good.
You see everything. See everything.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So we'll keep an eye on that. Obviously, for Emoni, gets it figured out.
Let's do it.
Yep. So there's another game. Isn't there another game you mentioned? Don't they play Michigan this year?
Yeah, they play Michigan. I think it's that Friday of that opening week. I think it's November 7th. Okay. Or 11th. November 11th, I think it is.
Yeah, because the 7th is a Monday, because we talked that we'd have to record on, we
would have to record on a Sunday, yeah. So it's Friday, November 11th. They play at U of M, 9 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
We might have to go to that. We might have to go to that game, too.
Well, he's close with the Howard family, so I am curious to see how that plays out. Because I know that he's known Jawan and his son for like a long time through AAU. So keep that. I got 2 things left before we get into football. The Redeem Team recap. We both had a chance to watch it over the weekend. What were your thoughts? Just general thoughts on it. For those who don't know, the Redeem Team, it's a Netflix doc, perfectly an hour and a half doc about the 2008 U.S. men's Olympic basketball team. Yep, and basically their rise to just being dominant again, I would say.
Well, yeah, because it was they lost in 2004 because no one wanted to play. I mean, I get it due to 9/11.
They were like
first games since 9/11, and they didn't even get the Olympic experience. They had to stay. I didn't know this. They had to stay on a cruise ship off of the Greece shoreline.
Yeah, they were protected by Marines and Greek army. It was insane. Yeah, I had no idea.
Know that.
I got chills when I saw that part because I was like, God, that's kind of scary for an athlete. You're kind of in your own world as an athlete.
And no one wanted to play. Pretty much they had. I mean, I get these guys are phenomenal players. So when I say them, you're like, okay, well, why didn't they do good? But Carmelo, LeBron, D Wade, and I think Carlos Boozer.
Yeah,
I think they were all rookies, and they got called to the U.S. Olympic team. And
Yeah, it was, and also I remember when at the beginning when they were showing all the guys that dropped out, a lot of these guys were vets that were we've already won one. So there's not a lot of reason for them to be I don't really want to put my family, because it wasn't just the players that stayed on the cruise ship; it was players and families.
Yes, and it's you're not even going to enjoy it. You're not even going to get the Olympic experience.
I wouldn't have even brought my family probably because from what I understand, I did a little bit of research. For them to get off the cruise ship was a big deal. They needed, chaperones, army chaperones almost, if they wanted to, explore. And it was, they were heavily influenced to not leave the cruise ship. Well, why even go? You know what I mean? It's not like you're sailing around Pacific or the Atlantic.
I'm just sitting on a cruise ship off of the Greece shore that I'm going to go play a basketball game and have to go right back to it.
Yeah, so that I thought it was fantastic. I miss Kobe Bryant. Fuck, man.
Oh, yeah, he was the reason why that team won in 08.
Yeah, I thought one of the best.
He set an example. Like, the thing that I liked was he came in and he had to prove. They said that he went in at a pivotal point in his career to like, is he a liked guy? He moved Shaq out of LA and all that. Like, how well liked is Kobe?
I was gonna say there was that rumor, going to your point, of when he was like requested a trade from like a grocery store parking lot.
Yeah,
like, I didn't remember. I was young. We were both young.
Well, yeah, we were really young. Well, yeah, we were what? I was 11, 12 in 08. I was 12 in 08. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like when all that shit was going on with him requesting a trade. Think about it. I was like 10. I mean, I wasn't paying attention.
You were busy.
I was paying attention to the Pistons.
I was gonna say you were busy requesting trades in your own neighborhood of who you were gonna play with. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Like, we were too busy doing that. I thought one of the cooler, and this like speaks to all the stories you hear about Kobe Bryant, was that story where the whole team without Kobe went to the club, and they didn't get back till like 4:30 in the morning. And Kobe's sitting there with his gym bag, and they're like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Going to the gym." And they were like, fuck. Like, so then slowly guys started joining to kind of get on that, regimen and be like, hey.
Yeah, because they saw how dedicated Kobe was to try to win a gold. So they were like, okay, well, if we want to win a gold, we have to do what this guy's doing. I mean, they weren't going in at 4:30 like Carmelo said, because fuck that.
He said, I got to sleep. He said 6:30 is good enough.
I need that extra 2 hours. But go in at 6:30, get that extra preparation to win that gold. I mean, I think Kobe set a precedent to like, okay, well, I'm showing that I'm going to do the work to win this gold medal. You guys, if you guys want to do it, you guys have to do exactly what I'm doing.
Yeah, it almost forced like an all-in or all-out persona of that team. You know what I mean? He's like, look, guys, we're here to do a job. Like, and I think there's a great Kobe story. I think he was obviously with the Lakers. That's who he spent almost his entire career with. But it was at one of those times where the Lakers were kind of rebuilding. He won plenty of championships there. But I wish I could think of the year. But there was a year where there were some young guys there, right? And they all wanted to go out, and they're asking Kobe, like, please come out with us. Like, I'm sure some of these guys, like, it's my dream to, like, be at a club with Kobe.
Yeah.
And he said, I will go out, and I will pay for everything. But you're going to be in the gym at, like, 5 a.m. Because I don't want any bullshit about being hungover or nothing. If we all go out, we have fun, we can stay as late as we want. But all of us, and they all did it. And they all went out, had a good time, and then, they were all in the gym. They were like, Kobe was, like, drinking more than anybody, and he was the most vicious at practice the next day. And it's like, I think he perfectly showcased, like, the, like, work hard, play hard, but you always have to work harder than you play type of, idea. So it made me miss Kobe. The only other thing was, like, did it change your perspective on any individual player or just, like, the Olympics in general? Or maybe a coach?
I like LeBron a little more.
Like, just he did come off.
So he went from like a 10. I hated him at like a 10. He dropped to like we'll say a 9, maybe an 8.5.
That's fair.
So he dropped a little bit. I mean, I respected him a little bit during that.
He came off likable for sure.
Yes.
I'm a LeBron like slappy, and even I can be critical.
Suck his dick so much.
Well, I admit that, and even I am self-aware enough to know that he has and does come off just a certain type of way sometimes. Like he speaks on things sometimes I think he shouldn't speak about. And I don't mean that in a way of like just shut up and dribble. I think athletes have a voice and they should use it. That's not what I'm saying. I don't want to fall into that camp. But there are certain instances where it's it's like the China thing where it's like, dude, sometimes it's like the less you say the better.
Right.
But I do think he came up. I'll tell you who I didn't like that I came across being like a lot of respect for was Coach K. The amount of love he has for this country, like I could feel it through that entire documentary.
Well, he was in the Army.
He was a point guard at Army. At Army. Yeah, West Point. That was
Well,
but
Army,
like right, same thing. Yeah, but even then, his love for he took that so seriously.
Yeah.
And I loved the complete overhaul of how they did it. They had that guy that used to own the Suns come in, and basically he took over the Olympics.
Yeah, he said, I'm the one that's picking the coach. I'm picking the players. There's no committee.
Yeah, and they were I remember Wilbon and what's that other guy's name? Tony Kaiser?
PTI guys.
Yeah, PTI guys were this could either be really good because he has a track record of doing things well, or this is going to be a complete shit show.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So I thought it came off well. It was perfectly done. It was the perfect time. It wasn't too long. I didn't feel like I needed more or less. It was well done. Also,
I feel like it could have been 2 hours.
They probably could have done it, but then I think you run the risk of what else do you put in there? I think they should have covered, if they were to cover anything more, I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of them outside. They talked about them going to the club. I would like to have seen more about what they do as a team, bonding activities. Yeah, that's what together.
I mean. Because it just felt like once they hit, they spent a lot of time on the leading up to 08, the 04, the 06. They spent a lot of time on that kind of. And it felt like they almost flew through the
winning season.
Last part. The winning season, it felt like. Yeah.
I agree with that. That did seem rushed. It's this is the pinnacle of all the stuff we've been talking about.
Especially the preparation up to it. It's that preparation up to 08. I felt like you should have shown a lot more of the practices, a lot more. I mean, unless you didn't have film of it and they didn't want to release it, unless they didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
But I felt like you should have shown more of that, the Kobe. I mean, you showed Kobe doing this and that, diving for the ball and that. But I felt like you could have shown more of how they got more of built chemistry wise.
Yeah, I think I also thought Carmelo came across pretty likable.
But I've always liked Carmelo.
I have too, but he's always come across a little bit like a knucklehead to me. He doesn't care that much, and I think
he's all about himself.
Yeah, and that clearly is not the case. You know what I mean? I also thought it was cool. We know that LeBron, Carmelo, D-Wade, and Chris Paul are the Banana Bro. They are all best friends, and that clearly started there. That's where that friendship had to have started.
Where?
In the Olympics.
Oh yeah.
Where else are we talking about?
You said the Banana Boat.
No, that's what they call themselves, the Banana Boat crew. Because,
Carmelo was not on the Banana Boat.
But he's part of that crew, though.
No, I know. I'm just saying. You can't say he's part of the Banana Boat boys when he wasn't on a Banana Boat.
It was just Paul, Wade, and James.
Yeah, Carmelo came late. He said that pretty clear on Pardon My Take one time. That he was not on the Banana Boat, and he would not go on the Banana Boat.
Why?
Because, dude, fuck that. Would you go on some banana boat and fucking ride it with 3 other dudes?
Yeah. 4 best friends.
Okay.
No, you're good. But yes, any other thoughts on the Redeem team? I think, I'll cut.
Are you going to leave that in? You just cut.
No, I can cut that, but I would from the last thing I said, if you want to have a one last follow up thought.
No, I mean I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I did too.
I like that they didn't do a series of okay, you have 3 or 4 episodes of an hour long. I'm glad they didn't do that. It was just one long stretch.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I think it opened up some eyes, especially all we've lived through as when we've been pretty much in high school and as adults, USA just dominates. I was aware that they had some problems, but not to that extent that they were really strong. I also didn't know that the rules in the Olympics for basketball are different. Yeah, I had no idea.
It's different.
No idea.
Yeah, it's like hockey. It's more of an international style.
Yeah, more of a team base too.
Yeah, just because there is a guy on the opening night of the NHL on Tuesday, plays for the Rangers. He's a 20-year-old. My buddy I work with, he's a huge Rangers fan, saying that this dude might not come back and ever play in the NHL ever again. 20-year-old guy they drafted last year out of Russia. Brought him over, just wasn't doing up. He was okay, well, you're too small to play in the NHL now, so we're going to throw you in the minor leagues over here. So you can still get the NHL style of play, but you're not ready for the NHL. He was like, fuck that. He went back over and played in Russia for a year. And over in Russia, it's played on like the Olympic style. It's on a bigger sheet of ice, so you have a lot more space for like skilled guys. So on Tuesday he comes in, and the NHL ice is a lot smaller, not lot less space to move around in, and you have a lot bigger guys playing against you. So you have this dude that's ginormous. I'll send you the video because it was fucking hilarious.
Huh.
This dude just literally comes up, guy's on him, and he just takes his hand, puts it on this guy's head, and just shoves him into the ground.
Really?
And my buddy said after that he just pretty much limped off, skated off the ice, and then did play the rest of the game. And now there's a rumor that he's out for the season.
Jesus. Well, might as well, now that we're here. Hockey's back.
Hockey's back.
You're a big
Go
hockey
Wings.
guy.
Somewhat. I mean, pretty much I'm a hockey guy after football season because I'm not an NBA guy. I'm not a basketball guy.
Fair.
No, I'm just gonna say I'm not an NBA guy. I love college basketball. I just hate the NBA. And then I love NHL sometimes. Like, I think the NHL playoffs is a lot better than the NBA playoffs, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not the biggest hockey guy. Go Wings, as always.
I mean, it's just
they take a step forward this year. They're a young team.
They are. I mean, it's just their hockey.
And they got a new coach,
I already suck at names. I couldn't imagine trying to name these fucking Russian names.
Oh, you'd be
Swedish
rocked.
names. I would be fucked.
Yeah, you'd be rocked. Yeah. Yeah, go Wings. That's I got. New coach, Lalonde, I think his name is. I got nothing to add for hockey, though, to be completely honest.
Yeah, neither do I. I honestly didn't even know it started until my buddy came up to me. He says, "Dude, it's show's opening night." I'm like, "Wait, what? It is?" Thought it was a little bit later.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yes, it started now.
I mentioned this to you earlier today, but it feels like to me, because I'm not a hockey fan, that the time between the Stanley Cup and hockey start of the season is the shortest offseason in sports.
Well,
it feels like that. I know it's not, but it comes at like a...
Think about it. It's like the playoffs is around the same time the NBA is. They end around the same time the NBA. Like, they're like a week or two apart. And then think about when the NBA starts. The NBA's not starting until, the end of the month?
It just feels, and I think it comes because their offseason is entirely taken up by like summer activities, golf, baseball, and it's like I'm not paying attention to pretty much anything but golf in the summer anyway. And all of a sudden, I'm like, hockey's back? It just said
No, I agree with that. I mean, it's the same thing. Especially in America, I just feel like it's not, some parts in America that people, it goes pretty much, I would say NFL and then NBA almost right after it because the NBA is a growing sport.
Yeah, it is. For sure. But all right, let's get into the American League Division Series, I guess just the Division Series in general. First up, we'll talk about the Cleveland Guardians versus the New York Yankees. Yankees lead the series 1-0. They were supposed to
play today, but game got postponed. It got moved to Friday, so it got postponed to today, actually.
Oh, yeah, because this is going to come out tomorrow.
No, it's going to come out.
The pitching matchup, it looks like it's going to be Nestor Cortez versus Shane Bieber. Got almost like a must-win for the Guardians here.
Oh, I agree. You have to take one in New York.
Yeah.
Because even if you take what they lose game one, 4-1.
4-1, yeah. Cole pitched well.
Yeah, I feel like you have to win this. Even if you lose it, even if you take both at home, you're not going to come and win Game 5 in New York. I would say you have to win this, and then, yeah, this is a must-win for them.
Yeah, 4-1 game, like you said, to start. I think the starting pitching matchup favors Cleveland in this one. Shane Bieber's been a stud. He is a stud. They got to get the bats going. We knew this coming in. They don't hit a lot of home runs. They want to steal bases. They want to get guys on base. They play station-to-station baseball for the most part. So you got
that stat I said last week, that teams that hit home runs in the playoffs, they win the series or they win games.
They usually win, both. That's as accurate of a stat as you've ever given, by the way. Just saying. But yeah, I think
my NFL one, teams that start 0-2 don't make the playoffs.
That's still yet to be proven, you fucking little bitch. Well, sorry. That
was aggressive, man.
Yeah, my bad. But yeah, screw the Yankees. I'll be rooting for Cleveland in this one. I love Terry Francona. So I'll be looking for Terry.
I just don't see it. I see the Yankees winning, and I see him. I see him sweeping them now.
Yeah, that's tough. Yeah, I mean, the Yankees are the better baseball
I just
team.
thought the Yankees were going to come out slow and not score runs. And if they were going to put up, more than 2 runs on the Indians or Guardians, you're going to lose. Or the Guardians are going to lose.
Yeah, it's tough. So we'll see what happens. I do think the postponement of the game favors the Guardians. Let that bullpen get some extra rest. Yeah, they got to put some pressure on the Yankees. They got to steal one in New York if they have any hope of making this go 5. So, next game, Seattle Mariners at the Houston Astros. Not at versus down 2-0 after today.
Yep. Alvarez
2 chances to win the game too.
Yeah, I would say Alvarez is the key to this series right now. He is the reason the Astros, because he hit the walk-off game 1, and then he had a 2-run home run today to give him the lead, and then they didn't look back after that. Yeah, it's
he's so clutch in the postseason. This is quintessential to why we both
hate that guy.
I know.
Hate / like that guy. I don't know. It's like every time he comes up, I just see him. I'm like, dude, I just want this guy on my team. I want this guy on the Sox.
He's clutch. Not to mention the fact that this is kind of one of the reasons why we thought the Astros are going to be so hard to beat, is because they have so much postseason experience on that team. They're just not phased in that big moment. They know whether it's Jordan, Altuve, Bregman, one of these guys is going to get a big hit. You know what I mean? And
even when they went down 2-0, they took their pitcher out and brought in a new one in the 6th. It was like their bullpen held up. Their bullpen looked good.
And I do feel for the Mariners because they easily could be heading to Seattle with a 2-0 lead. They blew that one, like you said, the first game, and they were leading in this game. And that bullpen we talked about, the bullpen for Seattle was going to be the key to this series, key to their entire playoffs.
What's his name didn't pitch that bad? I'm not going to try to pronounce that. The Mariners starting pitcher today.
Was it? Give me your best effort.
The dude they got from the Reds.
Luis Castillo.
Yeah, that guy.
It's pretty easy. Yeah.
I have to look like this to get to it.
No.
I
was talking specifically about their bullpen. He's a starter, so.
No, I know. I'm just saying he pitched pretty good today.
Yeah, he did.
All right. He pitched all right.
Yeah, no,
they just need to score more runs.
And that's the thing. Even their bullpen to me, man. You cannot when you are given the ball in your hand with the lead, their bullpen was the whole reason they were going to be able to make a run in the playoffs in the first place, right? So, built for October, hasn't shown up. They're probably. I don't think this game makes it back to Houston.
No.
They could win one at home, maybe, but I think it's.
It's over. The series is ended in Houston. It might go 4, but it's not going past that.
Yeah, I agree
with that.
Philadelphia Phillies, Atlanta Braves. We got ourselves a series, my man.
We have ourselves a series. See, I think this is a must-win for Atlanta. I think if you lose this one, I think I can see the Phillies winning Game 4.
I'm all in on the Phillies. They've looked good. Even last game. The way they lost last night was some fucking bullshit. Yes, the Braves deserved it, but there's nothing more frustrating in baseball than when your starting pitcher's pitching well. There's a ground ball to the first baseman that should have been knocked down. It wasn't, and then the next fucking batter gets a swinging bunt single, not a hard hit ball down the third base line that he just legs out, and all of a sudden you're losing the ball game. It's like that can't happen. You know what I mean? And
right.
That's so frustrating. Whether you're the pitcher, you're a fan, you're in the field, because it's not like you got hit hard. They didn't hit one 350 out on you, and you're like, tip your cap. It's just two balls that just found where guys weren't. I mean, the first baseman for the Phillies should have made that play. Hard ground ball to first base. Put your body in front of it, knock it down, no one scores. Even if you don't get the guy at first base, keep the ball in the infield.
Yeah, keep the ball in the infield. Don't let runners advance that far.
Yeah, I mean, you got Acuna at second base. He's scoring on anything hit to the outfield no matter what.
Yep.
My mom's from Philly. I'm rooting for the Phillies. I do like the Braves. It's tough for me because I think grew up like you'd always see the Braves on TV. Like we talked about, Glavine, Maddox, John Smoltz. Love the Braves, but I'm rooting for the Phillies here. And truthfully, I didn't realize this just because I mentioned I was in golf mode all summer. I didn't pay attention to the MLB as much as I normally do because I'm a baseball junkie. But this Phillies team offensively should be really hard to stop. Bryce Harper, Rhys Hoskins, Nick Castellanos, JT Realmuto, Kyle Schwarber. Those are 5 fucking dudes. So I think this series is probably going 5 because as equally as stacked as Philly is, the Braves are awesome. They're really good.
I just feel like that if the Phillies win this game, they're going to win the game 4 because their fans are going to come rocking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just feel like if the Braves have to win this game.
I'm trying to see. So
it's Aaron Nola. It's undecided on the Braves right now.
Yeah. So and that's Friday at 4:30 they play.
Yep.
In Philly. So
in Philly.
Yeah. So the Phillies. I would be shocked if they don't take at least one of the 2 at home. Force game 5 in Atlanta. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know if you saw this clip. So that game got rained out like it was like a 3-hour rain delay. So they had cameramen outside the stadium as fans were exiting and basically be like, yep, y'all can come back when we reopen the gates, right?
Yeah.
And this old man is walking and the reporter grabs him. He's like, hey, Phillies fan, like, what's up? And he's like, I'm just going to get a beer during the rain delay. They're like, oh, well, where are you from, Philly? He's like, no, I'm from Detroit. And they're like, whoa, why are you a Phillies fan? He goes, I'm Nick Castellanos' grandfather. And they were like, what? And he's like, yeah, that's my grandson. And he's like, oh, really? He's like, yeah, can I go get my beer now? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. And he's like, Jesus, let me go. You know what I mean? I thought that was so funny. The reporter was like, what are the odds that we just got Nick Castellanos' grandfather, just like a normal human, right? Which I love. Down there, he's like, I got 3 hours to burn. I'm going to a bar. He's like, right. I'm not going to sit around. You know what I mean? Thought that was great. But I'm personally cheering for the Phillies, but I think this is going to be a great series.
No, I think
great series. And another one, we have a good series. San Diego, Los Angeles Dodgers tied up 1-1. Got a series here too. I saw a tweet. I think the Dodgers bested the Padres like 14-5 during the regular season. But this is the key thing. Anything can happen in October. You might have had their number during the regular season, but when it comes to October, anything can happen. What do you think? What do you think is going to happen in this series?
I think it's going 5.
Yeah,
I think the Padres are going to steal 1 in LA. I think that's what they needed to do was take 1 in LA like they did.
Yeah,
I think if LA would come into this 2-0, they would end it in San Diego.
Right.
With it being 1-1, I think San Diego's at least going to take 1 at home, and then it'll go back to LA. Then the Dodgers are going to win in 5.
Yeah, it's tough to ever bet against a team like the Dodgers. It's the same thing with the Astros. They just have so much postseason experience on that team. Trey Turner is playing out of his mind. He's going to get paid this offseason. I think this one's for sure going 5. San Diego's going to be rocking. They haven't had a playoff team to be excited about in a long time. I expect this series to stay close.
Yes,
because although even you look at the Padres, like Manny Machado is playing really well. He seems to thrive in big moments like this. So he's a guy for me to keep an eye on. If he stays hot for the Padres, that offense could keep churning. Jurickson Profar, former #1 prospect in baseball, Never really got off to the career start that he wanted. Having a hell of a postseason for the Padres so far. So I'm excited for the National League Series going forward. I think both series are going to be really good. I think we can already chalk up a Yankees-Astros championship series personally.
I think that'll happen. I think the other two, I think it's those ones are up in the air. I think the NLs is up in the air right now.
Yeah, I agree. So hopefully we left time to cue the music at the beginning of that. If not, then there'll be a still frame of us just smiling. But let's move on. All right, guys, let's move on to college football, Week 7. All right, Casey, we have a packed slate, college football Week 7 slate for you guys. Starting off with number 10, Penn State, heading to Ann Arbor, playing number 5, Michigan. Michigan is a 7-point favorite, over-under sitting at 50.5. Casey, what's your read on this one?
I think this is going to be a good game, like a really, really good game. I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a really, really low-scoring game. I like Penn State +7 and the under 50.5.
I'll take Michigan here. I'll take Michigan -7. I think they get it done. I think it's a late cover in this one. I personally liked the over in this one. I know a lot of people like the under. It's going to be quite a ruckus day in Ann Arbor. I know I mentioned this to you on the phone the other day, but I'll talk about it for the listeners. Michigan's going all out for this game. They have a performance at halftime, some Grammy Award winner that has ties to University of Michigan. Michael Phelps will be their honorary captain. He went to Michigan for a little bit, also was like a coach on their swim team there. They're going to be honoring Aiden Hutchinson at this game. The 97 championship team will be there. It's a maize out. All the fans are going to be wearing maize. They got maize jerseys. They're making and there's going to be a ton of recruits there as well. They're making quite the spectacle out of this game for this top 10 matchup. So they better show up or shut up. You know what I mean? Because they haven't played anyone. It's been well documented on this show. It's been well documented on shows throughout the country. Michigan hasn't played really anybody.
Yeah, neither has Penn State.
And neither has Penn State. So
I think,
it's going to be – this is a big game. Harbaugh historically is horrible against top 10 teams, but James Franklin is just as bad.
Hold on. Where is it? I have a stat. Shit. I had a great stat. Oh, James Franklin. 11-20 against ranked teams, 2-13 against top 10 teams. He's lost 9 straight. He's 0-7 in true road games and 2-5 against the spread.
Yeah, so Franklin struggles in these games. Harbaugh does as well. I'm not hiding from that. I think if this game was at Penn State, it'd be a much different story.
Oh, I agree.
And I know that's like a Captain Obvious statement, but I mean,
I would take Penn State money line at that point.
It'd be hard for me to agree to because I'm such a Michigan fan, but I would kind of lean that way. But I will say this, I do like Michigan in this one. I think they find a way to get it done. I think it's close most of the game, but I think Michigan pulls away late. It could be one of those situations, I think, where the score doesn't dictate how close the game was. Like it could be like a 20, I don't know how Michigan could win by 10 or more, but really they got like a bullshit last second field goal that makes it look like they won by 10, but really it was a one possession game for like the entirety of the fourth quarter, something like that.
Right.
JJ cannot turn the ball over here, and Michigan play calling cannot be cute. They cannot be so scared of JJ making a mistake that they're too conservative. I think they got to attack Penn State. I think they have to be able to establish the run in the first half, unlike they were able to do. I mean, they weren't able to do that against Indiana. You cannot come out flat against this Penn State team. This is their Super Bowl, right? So far this year, this is their game. They know if they beat Michigan, the Big Ten is theirs until the end of the year. So Penn State's going to give you everything they got. Expect trick plays. Expect them to throw the entire playbook at Michigan. See what happens. We'll see what happens. Penn State's got 2 good freshman running backs. Michigan's going to have to eat them up. But personally, I like Michigan. Go Blue. Michigan gets it done in this one. I got Michigan -7 and the over 50.5.
Okay. Moving on, number 19, Kansas heading to Oklahoma.
This spread feels wrong.
Oklahoma 9-point favorites. Over under sitting at 62.5.
This is stupid.
What's his name? I think Dylan Gabriel is Oklahoma's quarterback. He is back. He is back this week. He is playing. I think that is a lot of the reason why the spread is sitting at 9. Because this is Oklahoma. If Oklahoma loses this game, it will be their 4th straight loss.
Yeah.
And Kansas hasn't really played anyone. I know they played TCU last week and they kept it close, but that was also at home. Now you're heading to a hostile environment at Oklahoma.
Yeah, but is the fan base done already? Like, how hostile is it going to be?
I don't know. I don't know.
You know what I mean? That's my biggest question. Oklahoma stinks. It's good that they got their quarterback back because I read last week that they didn't even really play their backup quarterback. Most of their offense was direct snaps to the running back because they were that scared of turnovers. That's crazy to me. It's college. Typically in college, you have a guy that you can plug in.
Yeah.
But I got Kansas +9 here, and I like the under in this game.
No, I agree with you. I'm taking Kansas +9 and the under also. I think that's the best play here.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't believe Kansas is starting quarterbacks playing, but that shouldn't be a problem.
No, he's out. He's out, and I heard he might be out for the season. But
I did hear,
their backup quarterback is played good last week, and he started last year for like 10 games, and he played pretty decent against Oklahoma.
But I was going to say, I did see that he got reported that he was out for the year, Kansas's quarterback. He tweeted that and was like, that's news to me. He's like, no one's told me I'm out for the year. I don't know.
He's at least out. I mean, do you know how rumors surface?
I know.
And all
but
that.
I agree. I know he's out for this game, but I was going to say the fall off in the offense shouldn't be that bad. I still think they cover 9 points.
Oh, I agree.
Next game, number 3, Alabama heading to number 6, Tennessee. Rocky Top. Bama -7, over under 66. This should be a banger of a ball game.
I think this is going to be a really good game. Rumor has it Bryce Young might be playing. I think he's practiced most of the week.
That will be the determination for me in this game. I'm not touching this game until I know if he plays.
You know what? I might be crazy, but I'm fucking doing it. Rocky Top, you'll always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top, woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee. I'm rolling with the Bulls. I'm going with Tennessee. I'm going with them outright. I think they're going to beat Bama this week. Fuck Alabama.
What do you think about the over-under?
Oh, it's going over. It is going over. Give me Tennessee and give me the over.
I love that. I do like the over in this one, but I have to wait to see if Bryce Young's playing. I think Bryce Young wins. I take Bama -7.
No, I don't care if Bryce Young can play. Still Tennessee. Tennessee money line, whether Bryce Young plays or not. I'm confident in this pick. Fucking confident.
You're doing what I did with Kansas last week.
I'm not. Careful. No, I'm not, dude. No, I'm not. Bama's a fraud. This is the one game Bama loses this year. Bama is a fraud.
Okay. I like I said, if Bryce Young plays, I like Bama -7. If he doesn't, Tennessee. Because their backup stinks.
Yeah.
Bama's backup stinks. He can't hang on to the football. He almost single-handedly lost them that game against A&M last week.
No, I agree. I agree with that. Sorry, I had to turn on my fan. It's getting fucking hot.
So you get for jumping around yelling Rocky Top.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. My fucking arm's starting to itch. We're good, though.
Yeah, so that's all I got to say about that. I'd say check the Bryce Young report. That place is going to be absolutely insanity.
Yep. I agree with that.
So we'll see. Do you know what time this game's at?
I think 3:30.
Should have been a night game.
And I think Tennessee's legit.
I do too.
I think Tennessee is legit.
Hendon Hooker, really, really good quarterback. And things do feel different at Tennessee because they've been, since pretty much the beginning of the year, it's been like, oh, Tennessee could be good. And we hear that every year, and then they drop a stupid game. They haven't done that yet. They made me like more of a believer when they went into LSU and said, I don't give a fuck. And they fucking
Kick the
blast
shit out of them.
I know LSU's not like where they have been. That's still a tough place to play. And
They
still
kick the shit out of them.
Yeah, so I like your pick. I got to wait and see what's up with Bryce Young personally. What's the next one, Case?
Next game is number 8 Oklahoma State at number 13 TCU. TCU 4-point favorites, over under sitting at 68.5. I hate that number sitting at 4. Hate it.
Why? Well, we want to expand on that a little bit.
I just feel like I can go both ways. I can argue both sides of it. I think TCU can win by a touchdown, and also I see this game being. I'm more leaning towards Oklahoma State +4 because I feel like it's going to be a field goal game. But the play I'm going to play in this game is the over. I think it's going to be a shootout. I love over 68.5.
I like the over as well. When I first saw this, I said I like Oklahoma State +4, and my reasoning behind that is there's a reason TCU was picked to finish 7th in the Big 12. I wonder if they're exceeding expectations. I mean, obviously they are. Max Duggan's very good, TCU's quarterback. He proved it last week in which is still crazy to say, a hostile Kansas environment. He showed up and showed out when it mattered. Oklahoma State's a good football team. They've battled all year. I wonder if this could be a game for TCU where water kind of finds its level and Oklahoma State goes and gets it done. The number's tough. I do think I'm going to take Oklahoma State +4 here. I think if TCU does win, it's a field goal game, 38-35 type of thing. But I do like the over 68.5. Could be a shootout. And I'm all in on the Horned Frogs. Don't get me wrong. I think underrated jerseys. Good jerseys.
Oh, I love the jerseys.
And like I said, I like their quarterback. But I will take Oklahoma State +4 here. And I agree with you on the over. It's going to be a shootout.
Oh, yeah. Next game, number 15 NC State heading to the Dome, the Carrier Dome. I don't think it's called that. I think it might be called something else, but I'm calling it the Carrier Dome.
It's the Carrier Dome.
It is?
Well, I mean, that's what everyone knows it as. So even if they change it, it's like when they change Heinz Field, everyone's still going to call it Heinz Field.
Right. So number 15 NC State heading to number 18 Syracuse.
Wait. What'd you say?
I said NC State. I was about to say North Carolina State.
Oh, okay. You had me all thrown off when you did that, so just redo that.
Sorry, I was actually call by their actual name.
North Carolina State.
People will be like, "Who the fuck is that?"
I know, right? I know.
So,
even though it's technically correct,
right?
Never heard of them.
Number 15 NC State heading up and playing number 18 Syracuse. Syracuse 3.5-point favorites. Over under sitting at 42. What are your thoughts on this game?
I think it's gonna be a good game. I think
it's gonna be a really good game.
I like the over here. 42 seems low. I get it. I get why it's 42. I think they're leaning on the defense of both these teams. I think early in the year we talked about it. I think Syracuse returned like 8 or 9 starters on their defense. It might even been more than that. So they have a very experienced defense. I just think in the Dome, I can see this being more than 42 points. I think NC State is good. They were like rumored. A lot of people had them as a sneaky college football playoff team this year.
Yes,
so
people did.
I do think this is going to be a very good game. Because Syracuse is at home, I do kind of lean Syracuse +3.5, but I'm actually going to flip. I'm going to take
Syracuse -3.5.
Sorry, that's what I meant. I'm going to take NC State +3.5. I think it's a field goal type of game. So I'll take the points, and I like the over.
I'm on the opposite. Well, I'm on the same side and the opposite side of you, and the same gist. I like NC State +3.5. Syracuse struggled with Purdue at home earlier in the year, and I think NC State is a lot better of a team. I could see NC State winning this game, but I also think Syracuse is going to win this game, but I wouldn't be surprised if NC State wins.
Okay, so you're taking the points.
I'm taking NC State +3.5, and I also love the under in this game. I think it's going to be a defensive battle.
Okay.
No, I don't think either team's hitting over 20.
Really? Okay. All right. Well, I've been throughout the year, historically bad at unders. Well,
No, you're not.
I'm talking about when I think of the Iowa game. I think of the Colts game. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean they're not? So like, I've had some hot takes, and this could be a situation.
Yeah, no, yeah, I know you're right. You're good at picks of the week unders, so you're good at the one. When you're talking normal games, you're like, Iowa's going to get 40 themselves.
So yeah, when it's not my pick, I'm historically bad. But I just, my gut tells me, I know it's not a rivalry game, but they're going to be going at it. It's ACC matchup. I like the over. I could be totally wrong. You're right. The defenses are the strengths of both these teams. Fuck it. I'm taking the over. Can't convince me otherwise. All right, I'm going to see if my mouse is charged yet.
You want to wait?
No, you can go ahead and talk.
Moving on. Not number. These teams aren't even ranked. Wisconsin heading to East Lansing and playing Michigan State. Wisconsin, 8-point favorites, over-under sitting at 49.5. I love Michigan State plus 8 here. I think it's going to be a touchdown or less type of game. I don't like where the over-under sitting because my gut is telling me under, but I also can see it going over. So I'm not going to touch the over-under. I'm just going to stick with the Michigan State plus 8 right now.
I like Michigan State plus 8. I think Mel Tucker, even though I joke on this show and in real life about whether or not he's overrated or they need to move on, I do think he's a good enough coach where he's not going to let them drop 4 in a row. I find that hard to believe. Wisconsin's not the same Wisconsin team we grew up watching.
Yeah, their quarterback sucks.
Yeah, and that's why I leaned to the under in this one. But the problem is Michigan State's defense is so bad that taking any type of under in this game is tough. I do think State can score. They showed it against Washington, even if it was in garbage time. Peyton Thorne could somewhat get it done. I like State plus 8. I'm not touching the over/under. It's way too unpredictable, and I need a weather report for Lansing on Saturday because I know we're supposed to get some rain down here.
Are we?
So I think we're supposed to get rain this weekend. At least that's what it was on Tuesday. The last time I checked, it rained like crazy last night. You were probably already asleep for that, though.
Yeah.
Hellish.
No, I did. I took Tucker for a walk yesterday. 2 days ago, we had a bad rainstorm.
Yeah, it was nuts. Yeah,
today's Thursday. Yeah, Tuesday we had one. Because I was about to take Tucker for a walk, and then we got about halfway down, it was about like a quarter of the way on our walk, and I started feeling rain. I'm like, nope. I already know where this is going to go. We're turning around right now, and we're heading back. Because if we try to go farther, we're going to get to the farthest point on the walk, and then it's going to start downpouring like it did that one time on us. And then we had to run back. So I was like, I'm not doing that again.
It's going to be a nice fall football Saturday in East Lansing on Saturday. So no weather to speak of. That had shifted to Thursday instead. So that's what it is in Michigan, though. It could literally say it's going to snow tomorrow and end up being 70. So
right,
too hard to predict. I think we're on the same side though. If I had to pick an over or under, if they're a gun to my head, I'm picking the under.
Same thing.
So
I agree. I literally just got an update that your notes got put in.
That's
so we're gonna have to scroll once we get past the NFL to our picks of the week, just to let you know.
Whatever. I can hear him. I'm just waiting for my dad to pop in and be like, "What's up?"
No, we need a Brit. I'm surprised you don't have Izzy.
Let me go see what she's doing. Go ahead and talk about this game.
We'll wait. Just go get her. We'll talk about we'll redo this game. Go get her, fat ass.
Chill.
It is.
Come here. Hey. Oh, hey, pretty girl. All right. Next game, LSU at Florida. Florida minus 2.5. What are you opening? I can just literally hear you.
Sorry, I had it. No, I have some candy, dude. Just give me a second. I'm trying to do it one-handed.
You go, girl.
Yeah, dude. Tucker heard me say Izzy, and then let me open this. I need to focus.
Yeah, no shit.
I can only do one thing at a time. That's how my brain works. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Next game.
Go.
Next game. You can't talk with candy in your mouth. Next
Yeah, I
game.
fucking can.
No, you can't. Next game. Next game. Sorry. Here we go. The next game. The Swamp.
Fucking young Tourette's. Next game. Next game. Next game.
Dude, Uncle Casey's being a dick. Next game, the Swamp Bowl. LSU heading to Florida. Florida's a 2.5-point favorite, over under at 50.5. Two teams that I think coming into the year, people had some high expectations for. LSU got that transfer quarterback, Jaden Daniels, out of Arizona State. Florida upsets Utah at home to start the year. Everyone's like Anthony Richardson Heisman. He's been mediocre at best. Yeah, I mean, just not great. So I don't really know what to make of this game. I probably take Florida -2.5 because they're at home. And honestly, probably the under because both these teams are very good. But it is a rivalry. I don't know. What are your thoughts, Case, man?
Yeah, I like Florida -2.5. I think they're going to win by a field goal because college kickers usually don't see one or two. Yeah, you don't see usually 1 or 2 point spreads.
Stop it.
I say Florida -2.5. Yeah, I'm going to go under. My gut's telling me under.
Yeah, I can just see it being more of a defensive, like a lot of mistakes made in this game by both quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Kind of like a sloppy football game. I do believe in Billy Napier. I do believe in Florida's coach. I just think he's like a year removed from them being really good. And obviously, this is Brian Kelly's first year at LSU. They got some stuff to figure out. I don't know. The only
two first-year coaches going at it.
His first year?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought this was his second. Yeah, so two first-year coaches going at it. Just, like I said, if this was flipped, if they were at LSU, I'd probably be saying LSU -2.5. So I like Florida at home here. I like them in the Swamp Bowl. Go Gators. Shout out to Joey Bilmar. Just picking them because of my ties to Gainesville here. Easy, dude. You'll be back before you know it. You got to take it easy, dude.
No, I'm not even touching it, dude. Yeah, that's how I touch. Go Florida.
If you guys think Casey's acting weird, it's because he's heavily medicated right now.
I'm good, dude. I'm on ibuprofen and Tylenol. I'm good.
A little bit of grass, maybe. Number 16, Mississippi State.
No comment.
Number 16, Mississippi State, heading to Lexington, playing number 22, Kentucky. Mississippi State. I can't see myself because my mouse isn't working.
In your lip.
I got nothing, dude. I got nothing. I'm being a good old boy. Mississippi State -4. Well, let me redo this for the clip. Number 16, Mississippi State, heading to number 22, Kentucky, heading down to Lexington, up to Lexington. Oh, left to left. Anyway, Mississippi State -4, over under 49.
Yeah, you got me. We're going to have to redo this. You got me all fucked up.
Yeah, we can redo it. It's up. It's got to be up, right? Mississippi's south.
Yeah, you idiot. You are way off.
I can't say it. Hold on. It's up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, then we're good. All right, guys. Next game here, number 16, Mississippi State heading up to Lexington, playing number 22, Kentucky. Mississippi State is a 4.5-point favorite. Over under at 49 seems a little low to me, Case.
Yeah. There was rumors Will Levis wasn't going to play. The spread was sitting up at, I think, 6.5 or 7 earlier in the week.
Dropped like 2.5 points in a day.
Yeah. News came out yesterday that Will Levis is playing or expects to play, so that number dropped to Mississippi State -4. I like Kentucky outright in this one. I think they're going to win, and I'm not even going to touch that over-under. It seems low to me, but it also seems like I got a perfect number because I can see this game going 24-21, something like that. 27-21 would Yeah, that would win it still. So I'm going Kentucky money line. I'm not touching the over under in this one.
Okay. Gun to your head, taking the under probably. Sounds like.
Yeah.
I like Mississippi State's going off a pretty big win against LSU, right? They beat the shit out of LSU last week, I'm pretty sure. Because Portnoy lost a ton of money betting on LSU, and I'm pretty sure Mike Leach shit all over LSU.
LSU played Tennessee. Last week, Tennessee played LSU. We just talked about that. Mississippi State played
Auburn. No,
they played
Vanderbilt. My bad.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, October 8th, they played Vanderbilt. I'm looking at. Oh, that's Ole Miss. God damn it. Pissing me off. They played Arkansas.
Yeah. Because I said Mississippi State -9, and you were like, no, dude, Arkansas is gonna cover that, dude. No, man. And I was like, are you sure? And then you were like, yeah, man, Arkansas is gonna fucking cover, dude. And I was like, you're a fucking idiot. And then Mississippi State won by 50.
You're so right. It was LSU. How did I get that mixed up? Anyway, this should be a good game. I actually think this is going to be a really good game. The fact that the points dropped 2.5 points in a day tells me that a lot of bettors are favoring Kentucky in this one.
Well, especially with the news about Will Levis. I mean, you're not going to give Kentucky 7 points when their starting quarterback's going to be playing.
Yeah.
If Will Levis wasn't playing, I think their backup sucks, and I'd go Mississippi State in the points. But with Will Levis playing, I think they're going to win.
Fuck it, I'm taking.
You're an idiot.
I'm taking Mississippi State.
You're a fucking idiot.
I'm riding with Mike Leach in that air raid offense. Mississippi State -4. I'll take the over 49.
Okay.
Let's go.
You're a dumbass.
Takes one to know one.
You're fucking.
Takes one to know one.
Number 4, Clemson, heading to Florida and playing Florida State. Clemson, 3.5 point favorites. Over under sitting at 51.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. We should. This is a bad idea. We've lost cabin pressure. We've lost all cabin pressure.
You started it.
Shut up! All right, we're done. We're done. Number 4, Clemson, heading to
we're keeping all that in, dude.
All right. Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's what we do. Let's just get through these picks. Number 4, Clemson, heading to Florida State. Clemson 3.5 point favorite, over under at 51. Where are you on this one?
I love Clemson here. I think they are a really good team. I think they're going to win. I have Clemson -3.5, and let's go over. Let's go over 51.
I think Clemson -3.5 is an easy bet. I'm surprised they're not more, to be honest.
That's what's weird to me is the spread.
Yeah, only because, one, I took Boston College plus 20.5 against Clemson last week, and they almost did that. Clemson's kind of changed my viewpoint on them over the course of their last 3 games.
They look good.
Yeah, and their quarterback seems to finally be finding his rhythm. I'll
DJ,
take Clemson
ukulele.
Ukulele. Dong, 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 dong.
Oh my god!
What?
It's not even sound like a fucking
What's a ukulele sound like? Like doo 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 doo. Oh, guitar. Dun, 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 dun. That's what it sounds like. Are you good?
What about this game?
I like Clemson minus 3.5. I like over 51. I think
we're on the same side.
Yeah, I think Clemson get to 41 by themselves. So I just need Florida State to get to 10 points, and we're good.
Okay. So, moving on.
You'll be at this game.
I will be at this game on Saturday night. Stanford heading to South Bend and playing Notre Dame. Notre Dame 17-point favorites. Over/under sitting at 53.5.
I got Stanford plus 17. Rivalry game. I think 17 is just a ton of points. I think Notre Dame wins. I am totally switched. Casey totally switched me last week. I had BYU, no doubt, and I'm glad I switched. Notre Dame has found some stuff offensively, but I just think 17 is a lot in this rivalry. So I'll take 17. Stanford plus 17. Over/under's at a good number. I probably lean under just because I'm taking the points. I think it could be more of a defensive, gritty type of game. I expect that stadium to be absolutely mayhem, but I do like Stanford plus 17. I will take the under 53.5.
I agree with you here. Notre Dame even though Stanford's defense sucks, like they are horrible.
Yeah.
I think Stanford's going to have a little backdoor cover in this one. I also like the under in this one. Notre Dame just hasn't really. Yeah, they looked good last week, but it's like, okay, they held the ball for 40 minutes and
that's right.
Put up 27 points. I mean,
exactly. They don't have the offensive. They're not built to blow teams out. They're built to win. And yeah, that Michael Meyer, whatever his name is, that tight end, he is going to be, I think, fantastic in the NFL. But they just don't. They're not like an Ohio State where if they can score 60, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
You hold the ball for almost 80% of a football game, you should put up more than 27 points. I do think Notre Dame wins, and I like the idea of the Stanford backdoor cover. I can see that. But, yeah, we're on the same side of this one. I hope you and your dad have fun. Enjoy your time there. Send lots of pictures, and we'll do a full recap on our recap show. I'm excited. This isn't going to be your first time in South Bend, though.
This will be my second. Yeah, we went last year. I mean, last time we went, it was fucking cold. It was in November. It was like, I think, Thanksgiving weekend. It was like one of their last games of the year. They smoked whoever they played. I was wearing a sweatshirt, a jacket. I had gloves on and a winter hat, and I was still cold. It was a freezing game, so looks like it's going to be about, I think, high 50s. So it's going to be at least 20 to 30 degrees warmer this time. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to have a ton of fun. I'll try to get some video so we can do like maybe a little like recap thing. We'll see. We'll see if I remember.
I like that. Yeah. Anyways, have fun with your dad. Those are moments you don't get back. I hope you guys have a good time. And obviously, I hate Notre Dame, but for you guys, I will be cheering for Notre Dame this weekend. So you guys have a good time. Next game, number 7, USC heading to Utah. I already know we're on the opposite side of this one.
Number 7, USC heading to number 20, Utah. Let's get that right.
Sorry. Utah, 3.5-point favorites, over under 65. Where are you at? Where are you at and why?
So Utah has some unique helmets they're wearing this week. I think there was 2 players that had a death on their team, and they're wearing helmets with both these dudes on them. It's going to be a blackout in Utah. Fans are wearing all black. They have the black helmet, black unis all the way down. Night game in Utah, so it's going to be so dark in Utah. USC's not going to know what the fuck is going on. I love Utah minus 3.5. I love the over. It's going to be a fucking shootout.
Okay.
Dude, there's literally nothing in Utah. It's going to be so dark because dude, think about it. It's a night game in Utah. What the fuck is going on in Utah? Nothing other than this football game. They're probably going to shut down the whole state for this game.
You have the over, right?
I have the over, and I have Utah minus 3.5. I think they're going to win by a touchdown or more. USC is frauds. Fuck Caleb Williams. Fuck
I'll take
Lincoln
USC
Riley.
money line. I'll put the money where my mouth is. USC money line over for sure. Fuck Utah's jerseys. I'm glad they're honoring their fallen teammates. That's always a class act. The sentiment's great. I think the helmets are cringeworthy. I don't like.
Oh no, I agree with that. I get.
And I don't want to
having
be harsh.
a game for the players, but like, come on, maybe have their numbers on your helmets and your jerseys. Have like a little patch with both their one number on this side with another dude on this side. Have their numbers, but to have the dude's actual face,
it's just weird. I don't love that.
It is weird. I do agree with that.
But so as we're talking about the jerseys, we're gonna Casey text a picture. I'll throw them up on screen so you guys can see them. Should be a really good game. That's why I'm cheering for the over here more than anything. I want a shootout. Pac-12 shootouts are the best way to fall asleep after a long college football Saturday.
It's an 8 o'clock game. No, it's an 8 o'clock game. It's not at 10.
So it's still 11 here. Or is it 8 o'clock here?
8 o'clock here, dummy.
Well, that's still a night game.
It's a night game, but I thought when you said that, when you say a Pac-12 game, I'm thinking.
Oh, you're thinking the late.
I'm thinking the game starts at 10:15. I'm done. I'm either so drunk at that time that I don't remember the game, or I'm just going to bed and I end up falling asleep to it and waking up at the very, very end of it.
Yeah, I get what you mean, but we're on the opposite side. I like USC. I think USC is legit.
Okay, well, guess so, man. Guess so.
But that does it for our college football Week 6 preview. Obviously, or Week 7 preview. Week 7 preview. Excuse me. We will. We'll see what happens.
Yep. Moving on to NFL Week. You got this, or do you want me?
I got it.
Okay. Moving on to NFL Week 6.
Cue the music. All right. Let's get through these games.
Headphone fell out.
Let's get through these games before our AirPods die.
What is yours on?
I am good. I'm looking good.
I think I'm on 74, so.
Oh, you're good. We're chilling. First game, San Francisco 49ers heading to the Atlanta Falcons. 49ers are 5.5-point favorites, over under at 44.5. Casey, before I get your opinion here, let me give you a few trends and stats. Falcons are 5-0 against the spread for the first time in franchise history. Falcons have the second most efficient rushing attack in the league, but the 49ers have the best rush defense. What are your thoughts here? 49ers actually have one of the best defenses in the NFL. They're holding teams to a league best 12 points a game. Their defense is legit.
I think this is going to be a really, really low-scoring game. I love the under in this one, and I also love the Falcons minus 5.5.
Plus 5.5.
Plus 5.5, sorry about that. Love the Falcons plus 5.5 and the under 44.5. I can honestly see the Falcons winning this game outright.
Yeah, it's like a potential trap game for the 49ers. They got the Chiefs next week. Yeah, I think since Jimmy G took over, he only is completing less than 60% of his passes. I'll ride with you on the under. And as you know, I love the Falcons this game. I've been high on the Falcons all year. I think they're 5-0 against the spread, so I'm just going to keep going with them until they're not. I like Falcons plus 5.5. It is the first time Shanahan's returning to Atlanta as a head coach, so keep that in mind. And Kyle Pitts also could miss again this week due to a lingering hamstring injury. The one thing to keep in mind, 49ers blitz heavy. Whenever you have a blitz heavy scheme, the running back and the tight ends typically get a lot of the share offensively because just the way the route trees work. If Kyle Pitts plays, expect Kyle Pitts to have a big game for the Falcons here. That's all I got to say. But same sign that one. Next game, New England Patriots heading to the Cleveland Brownies. Browns are 2.5-point favorites, over under 43.5. What are your thoughts?
I see the Patriots are without Damian Harris.
Yep.
In this one, but I don't think that's going to be an issue for them.
Yeah,
I think the Browns
really. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think the Browns aren't that good. I think the Patriots are going to win this game outright. So I'm going to take the Patriots money line. I'm not going to take them plus 2.5. I'm going to take them money line in this one. And I also love that over-under is scary. I think it can go over, so I'm going to go over. I'm going to go Patriots money line and over 43.5.
Okay, so Browns' rush defense is horrible. So I do agree with you that Ramondre Stevenson should have no problem running the ball, and they're going to lean on that rushing attack with Bailey Zappi playing again this week. Browns can also run the football. The Browns have the number one rushing offense. They're averaging just over 192 yards per game. They also just have the number 4 offense in the NFL in terms of just yardage. And then they're 6th in points scored at 26.5. So the Browns offense has been good this year. To me, the matchup to watch is going to be Amari Cooper versus Jack Jones. Jones is a rookie cornerback, and he has the top grade of all corners, according to PFF, through the first 5 weeks. He's had an interception in the last 2 games. I think for the Browns to win this game, they are going to have just a big play, whether that comes from Chubb breaking one or Amari beating this guy on a slant route or something. I think that's what it's going to take the Browns to win it. Another question. Can New England's defense play like they did last week against the number 1 offense in the NFL, the Detroit Lions? They shut them out. It's a lot to ask going to Cleveland. I think either way, this is a old school run dominant game. I love the under in this one. And I'm going to take the Browns minus 2.5.
Well,
I think it's a lot. I think it's a lot to ask Bailey Zappi to get it done in Cleveland.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hate picking against Belichick, but I think if both teams run the shit out of the ball here, I like the Cleveland's in a low one.
The Browns' past 3 home games have gone over, just to let you know.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, if you wanted to change your mind, possibly. On that.
No, I like the under.
Okay.
Anything else?
Nope.
Who'd you
nope.
got? You got Patriots,
I have Patriots
money line
and over, so we're on total at opposite sides of this one.
Cool. New York Jets heading to the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers 7.5 point favorites. Over under at an even 45.
I have no idea on this one. No idea.
Packers have won 15 straight regular season home games, longest active streak in the NFL, and they have not lost back-to-back regular season games in the same in the regular season under Matt LaFleur. They're 10-0 in the regular season following a loss under Matt LaFleur.
I'm gonna go Packers minus 7.5. I think they're gonna get it done. Over under. I don't have an opinion on, honestly.
Okay. One thing to note, only 7 times in NFL history has a team returned home from Europe without a bye week. Every one of those teams was tied or trailing in the fourth quarter the following week. I
forgot they came back from London.
Yep. And then another thing to add to that, opponent team totals are 6-1 in the favor of the over, meaning that whatever the Jets team total is, it historically following playing a team coming from London, they score more than what their team total set at. That leaves me, I'll take the over in this one. I think Zach Wilson played well last week. The Packers lack an offensive identity. They don't want to run the ball. They don't have anyone to throw to. They got to get it figured out here, and I do think the Jets have the ability to put up some points. Breece Hall looked great last week. Packers defense has kept them in games, 19 points per game, the 5th best in the NFL. I think the matchup here is how Zach Wilson fares against Jair Alexander, Packers cornerback. That's going to be quite a matchup to watch. This is tough. I'll take Jets plus 7.5. I think Green Bay wins. So I like Jets plus 7.5, but I will take the over 45.
Okay. Oh yeah, I have that much to say about that. I'm just gonna go with
stick
I'm
with
probably
what you
gonna
got.
be wrong, but I'm just gonna go Packers minus 7.5. Fuck it. Even though most likely Jets are gonna cover.
Jacksonville Jaguars heading to Indianapolis, playing the Indianapolis Colts. Colts -2, 2-point favorites. Over under at 42. Jags, baby.
Yeah, I think the Jaguars are going to win this outright. Over under, I can see this going under in this one.
Yeah. Jags defense is good. They're tied for 4th in points allowed and 5th in total takeaways. Trevor Lawrence, however, 7 turnovers last 2 games. They're not going to win if he does that. I don't expect that to happen. Colts rank last in NFL scoring offense. They're only averaging like 13.8 points per game. But there are plenty of reasons for Indianapolis to be motivated about this game. They lost 24-0 to Jags in week 2. And then last year in week 18, the Jags ended their Colts playoff hopes in an upset victory. I don't know. I think the biggest matchup is to see how Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker go up against that kind of putrid Colts offensive line. I think they get after Matt Ryan all game. He was sacked 6 times last week, and Matt Ryan also has a league-high 11 fumbles. I want to take the Colts. I want the Colts to get it done. I just can't.
Dude, history just shows that the Jags have the Colts number. It's you can't
the head coach's number, yeah.
Yeah, and you can't do it. I'm not gonna. I mean, Jags minus or money line. I'll take money line. Fuck +2 money line. You know, a little extra sugar on top.
Yeah. I don't mind that. Jags money line, Jags +2, whatever. I do like the under 42 though.
Yeah, I like that also. Moving on, the Minnesota Vikings head down to Miami and play the Dolphins. Vikings -3.5. Over under sitting at 45.5. You told me, I heard Tua was cleared to play, and you said that he is not playing, that this Skylar Thompson dude is playing.
Yeah, 7th round pick. Tua was able to return to practice, but ESPN reported yesterday that Skylar's getting the start.
Okay, so I love Vikings -3.5 in this, and I also love the over 45.5.
You like the over 45.5?
Yes.
This is going to be a wait-and-see play for me. I do like Vikings -3.5, but if for somehow, some way, Teddy Bridgewater and Tyreek Hill, I don't think Teddy's playing. He's still in concussion protocol. I don't know. I read that Skylar Thompson's playing, so that's what I'm going to roll with. I got Vikings -3.5, and I'll take the under 45.5. I don't think that they're going to be able to score. Also, keep an eye on whether or not Tyreek Hill's going to play. He left the game last week with an injury. Also, Dolphins are waiting on their top cornerback, Xavier Howard, and their stud offensive lineman, Tryin Armstead, to see if they're cleared for Sunday. Injuries. That just leads me to believe Vikings get done, but I like the under 45.5 here.
I can smell you.
Okay, let's stop.
Okay. Cincinnati Bengals heading to New Orleans. New Orleans Saints. Bengals are 2-point favorites. Over under at 43. Casey, you got a read on this one?
Yeah, I love the Bengals -2. I think Taysom Hill is not going to have a game like he had last week. He usually does where he has like a game where he does really good, and then you don't hear from him for a couple of weeks, and he does really good, and you don't hear from him for a couple of weeks. So I love Bengals -2, and let's just say over 43.
I love the over. Saints showed us last week that they can score the football, even if they have to do it in funky ways with Taysom Hill. I mean, that was a shootout against Seattle. Great game. I love the over. I do also like Bengals -2. The only problems here are not sure what receivers are going to play for the Saints. Chris Olave and Michael Thomas are both questionable. And then I'm not sure, like we just mentioned, can Cincinnati tame Taysom Hill? You'd like to think that they'd at least be able to get some type of game plan together. I mean, last week, he had 112 yards rushing on just 9 carries and threw a TD pass. I think he accounted for all of the Saints' touchdowns in one form or the other. And then Kamara had a great game as well. So that just leads me to believe that there could be a lot of points in this game. To me, the matchup to watch is Jamar Chase versus Marshawn Lattimore if Lattimore plays. Because Lattimore is a very, very good corner. If he plays, they could be going at it all game. If not, I expect Chase to have a game. Not sure if T. Higgins with that ankle injury is going to be able to play. So keep an eye on that if you're in fantasy. Maybe spot start Tajh Boyd or Tyler Boyd. Sorry.
Boyd.
Yep, Tyler Boyd if he doesn't play. Just because typically when T. Higgins doesn't play, his production goes way up.
Yep.
Also read earlier today that Jameis Winston could be back. So keep an eye on that. That if he's back, just keep pumping the over. I like the over without him. I like even more if he plays. So we'll see what happens. I think this is a get-right spot for Cincy. This is a tough place to go in and earn a win. I think they get it done and they get back on track. So, yeah, I like Cincy here. I do. We're on the same page.
Yep. Next game, the Baltimore Ravens playing the New York Football Giants. Ravens are 5.5-point favorites. Over-under sitting at 45. What are your thoughts on this one?
I like Ravens minus 5.5, and I like the over.
Yep, I agree.
Same stat as before. Only 7 times in NFL history has a team returned home from Europe without a bye week. Blah, blah, blah. Every one of those teams is tied or trailing in the fourth quarter of the following week. Plus, opponent team total 6-1 in favor of the over. Baltimore is going to score some points here. I think Baltimore's kind of on a mission. Lamar Jackson's man on the mission. All of the Giants, all 5 of the Giants' games so far this year have been decided by 1 possession. They're a tough, gritty football team. I know it's in the Meadowlands. I do think Baltimore goes in there and gets it done. I think it's close. But I like the Ravens minus 5.5. And give me the over.
Yeah, I agree with there. Next game, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Bucs are 8-point favorites. Over-under sitting at 45.
Yep. Steelers as home dogs for the past 20 years, 15-9 straight up, 17-4-3 against the spread. Obviously, last week didn't really matter. Kenny Pickett gets the start again. I think this is like we just talked about it, I think this is a get-right spot for Tampa Bay. I think they have a field day here. I'll take Bucs minus 8, and I'll fuck.
Over-under sucks because you don't know how many points the Steelers are going to score.
That's the problem. I think the Bucs – sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I love the Bucs minus 8.
Yeah, over-under stuff because I think Brady showed it last week. He was like 30 of 52 for almost 400 yards. But I'm not sure, like you said, I think Bucs defense gives Kenny Pickett a hell of a day, and I'm not sure. I'm not going to touch the over-under here. Gun to my head, I say over.
Same thing.
But I'm not. I wouldn't bet it. But I do like Bucs minus 8.
I agree. Hold on one second. Next game, the Carolina Panthers heading out to Los Angeles and playing the Rams. Rams are 10-point favorites. Over-under sitting at 41.5.
I'll take the under, no problem. Rams minus 10. That seems like a perfect number for this game. So over the last 20 years, 32 teams have fired their coach in season. Those teams have gone 15-17 straight up and 17-15 against the spread. It's a 48% straight up win rate. That might not seem great, but prior to the change, those teams' straight up record was 87, 231-2, 27.4, and 118, 196 and 5 against the spread, 37.6. So they do historically perform better after a change is made. I think the Panthers stink. I think the Rams stink. I'll take the under, low-scoring game. Rams can't run the football, but Carolina can't stop the run. So I don't really know what to do there because the Rams are like the worst rushing offense in the league. So I don't know, man. This is a coin flip. I'm gonna take Carolina plus 10. I think the Rams win by a touchdown.
Yeah. Panthers plus 10, under 41.5. I agree.
This is just enough. Like these, it's really hard to predict.
I could give a shit about this game.
Yeah. Actually, that's not true. I want Carolina to win because then the Lions can end up with 2 top 10
Well,
picks.
yeah. I hope the Rams lose every fucking game, but it is what it is.
It's hard. This is just hard to get a read on. It's always one of those things where, like, that team hate Matt Rule. Are they going to come out and play, like, head on fire for this interim coach? I don't know. I have no idea. Is P.J. Walker playing? Don't know. No idea. Is it going to be Matt Corral? Don't know. No idea. Is it going to be Sam Darnold? I don't think so. Don't know. I don't know. I did some research, and there's very little. Not many people talked about this game. But, yeah, we're on the same side of that one. I love this next game. Arizona Cardinals heading to Seattle, playing the Seattle Seahawks. Cardinals -2.5, over-under at 50.5. What's your read on this one, Case, man?
I love the Seahawks here. I think they're going to win this game outright, and I also love the over. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to hit. I think the over is going to hit in the third quarter at some point.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's going to be that high scoring of a game to where both teams. I think it's going to be like 28-24 sometime in the third quarter.
Yeah,
that over. That's 52 right there. That's over, and I love the Seahawks in this one.
So I do have some notes here. They didn't update on the top part of the sheet, but I do have them here at the bottom part of the sheet. Pete Carroll is 15-9-1 against the Cardinals. As we mentioned, you guys didn't hear it. Rashad Penny is out for the year after suffering a broken leg last week. So it is K9 season. Hopefully, whoever was able to pick him up on waivers, if he was on waivers, I think. Also, Arizona got to hold on one more week and they get their superstar back. D-Hop will be back next week. See what they can do this week. To me, the matchup to watch for is Tyler Lockett versus the Cardinals secondary. The Cardinals safeties, Budda Baker and Jalen Thompson, I think it is. They have to help their young cornerbacks. Lockett has torched Arizona in the last 4 games. 33 receptions, 480 yards, and 6 total touchdowns. He has a field day whenever they played the Cardinals. Cardinals have always started slow. All year they've started slow. So I think a little side bet would be Cardinals over their second half total. I think that's like a lock to hit. Geno Smith leads the league in both passer rating and completion percentage, but their defense, Seattle's defense, also allows 31 points a game. To that point, I love the over in this one. I agree with you 100%. Since last year, Cardinals are 10-1 in their last 11 regular season road games. I like the Cardinals here. I'll take Cardinals -2.5. I love the over. I don't know. Tough to say. It seems to be some serious disconnect between Kyler Murray and their coach, Cliff Kingsbury. You don't like that pick? You like Seattle?
You're an idiot. I told you I like Seattle. I like Seattle money line. Seattle money line over 50.5.
Well, we're just on the opposite sides there, man. So,
Woo-hoo!
that's all I got. I think Cardinals are better than the record says, man. I really do. Next game, Bills at Chiefs. Chiefs are 2.5-point favorites, over under at 54. After 41 starts, a home underdog for the first time in his NFL career. That's the longest streak of being a home favorite to begin a player's career. But Mahomes is 7-0-1 as an underdog. So, I don't know. What do you think? Josh Allen revenge game?
Yeah, I think this is a Josh Allen revenge game. I like the Bills -2.5 here, and I love the over. I think this is going to be another one that the over might hit sometime in the third quarter or early fourth. This game's going to be so high scoring.
So I have a couple notes here. To me, the matchup to watch in this game is going to be the Chiefs safety, Juwan Thornhill? I think it's Juwan Thornhill versus Josh Allen. Last week, Allen hit on 2 deep balls to Gabe Davis. One was 98 yards and the other one was 62 yards. That can't happen if the Chiefs want to win this game. They cannot allow home runs like that. So, to me, that will be the difference for the Chiefs. The Chiefs in this one, I think it's becoming like the Brady-Belichick thing. It's really hard to bet against Mahomes and Andy Reid. I agree with the Josh Allen revenge game saga or scenario, whatever you want to call it. Over, under 54, easy over. No problem. I agree with you 100%.
How confident are you in the Chiefs? T-shirt?
You want this to be a T-shirt bet?
Yeah, I'll honestly, we've been on the opposite side this entire night. I'd rather do a college with T-shirt bet. Let's do this. Let's get through the NFL. Let's go back up because I'm pretty sure there was a couple games of college that we were definitely opposite sides of.
Okay, sure. I'm going to take Chiefs minus 2.5 at home. I like that. But yeah, we can go back. That's fine.
Okay, or that one or the Seahawks one because I feel like the Seahawks are. I would rather do the Bills one. I'd rather have a Bills shirt.
Okay. Next game, Cowboys heading to Eagles. Eagles 6.5-point favorites. Over under at 42. 5-0 versus 4-1. Type of game that TV executives dream about, dude. Like, this is two big markets, two fierce division rivals. This couldn't have played out better if you're a TV, like Fox guy or whatever it is. This is going to have all the eyeballs. This should be. This should have great ratings in this game. Dallas defense, probably one of the best in the NFL. They certainly played like it. Cooper Rush continues his run. He's going to be playing again in this game. See if he can move to 6-0 as a starter.
Yes, he would be 6-0 as a starter if they win.
So 5-0 is 5-0, 6-0, something like that. Something like that. To me, Cooper Rush versus Darius Slay and James Bradbury is the matchup here. The Dallas defense has to keep them in this game and not force Cooper Rush to be having to force the ball downfield. Hand that off to Zeke, hand it off to Tony Pollard. Let your defense do the work. Not sure if that's going to work against a great Eagles offensive line, though. Their offensive line has played well all year. This should be a good game. I expect it to be a good game. What do you think?
I think it's going to be a really good game. I like the Cowboys here, plus 6.5. I also love the under 42. I think it's going to be a really low-scoring game. It's going to be Sunday night. Like you said, that they both have great defenses. I think this is the Eagles' first, really, really true test on, a good defense.
Well, they played the Jags, but that was a wet, rainy game, and no offense in that game really anyway. That
game gets tossed.
Yeah, I agree. I hate the Cowboys. Fuck the Cowboys, right? Fuck the Cowboys.
Fuck the Cowboys. But it's just, if you're talking about where I'm going to put, where I'm going to put my money on this game, I'm going to put my money on the Cowboys plus 6.5 because that's the smart bet.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I don't disagree. What I mean? Yeah, I don't disagree. Fuck, man. I do think that if the Eagles pull this one out, Jalen Hurts is the front runner for MVP.
I agree. I agree with that.
Because this is a big one. I think this is a 24-20 game. You know what I mean? But that would hit the over. So I think I'm gonna go over 42. Cowboys plus 6.5. That's
you're gonna go over.
Yeah, I think so. Okay. I can see both teams getting around 20 points. And so it's just too close for me. But it's at a great line. You know what I mean? I just think if I had to lean one way or the other, I just said I could see it being 24-20. So yeah, I will say so we both got Cowboys plus 6.5. We're just opposites on the over.
This next game sucks. The Monday night game, Denver Broncos playing the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers 4.5-point favorites. Over under sitting at 45.5.
How the hell do they get another Monday night game?
I don't know.
I'm sick of Denver and
I think this is already set because they probably thought Denver was going to be good because of Russ.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But whatever, it is what it is at this point. I love Chargers minus 4.5, and I'm going to go under in this one. I don't think there's going to be a lot of points.
I like the under. This is going to be the best defense the Chargers have played all year. Broncos are holding teams to 16 points per game. Broncos are 0-6 in their past 6 Monday night games, dating back to 2017. They're also 1-10 in their past 11 divisional games. I'm taking Chargers minus 4.5 until Russell Wilson proves it. He's yet to get on track in Nathaniel Hackett's new offense. This has been a running joke. I don't know if Nathaniel Hackett can hack it as a NFL head coach. Also, Russell Wilson comes out that he has a hurt throwing shoulder. So, yeah, I don't know. I like Chargers minus 4.5. And again, I like the under. I like you said. I think it'd be a low-scoring game. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens there. But yeah, that does it for our picks. Anything else you want to add?
Nope. Let's just get into our T-shirt bet this week because I feel like we can have one. There's a couple of bets that I think. Okay, so let's just the games that I remember that we were opposite sides on, and that we're doing money line. We're not doing fucking point totals. You know what I mean? It's just straight money line bets.
Okay.
So I'm not doing the Mississippi State Kentucky because I'm not that confident in Kentucky. USC Utah's one that we were opposite of.
I'd say that one or the Oak State TCU.
Oh, fuck it. Let's do it. I think TCU. You think Oak State's going to win?
I'm more confident in USC than Oak State. How confident are you in Utah?
Oh, I'm confident in Utah. It's just I just don't know if I want a Utah shirt.
Yeah, I'd rather have an Oak State shirt, to be honest.
Okay, I mean, are you confident that they're going to win? It's
Yeah,
either that
sure.
or we can go with the Bills Chiefs because I wouldn't mind a Bills shirt.
Let's do Oak State. Yeah, let's go. Let's do Oak State. Mike Gundy. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Okay, so Oak State, TCU. You get Oak State, I get TCU. Whoever wins, the other person has to buy him a shirt.
Yep. All right. I love that.
All right, bet. Sounds good. Sounds good.
All
That's
right.
the bet.
Let's get into our picks of the week. Casey, how did we do last week?
Hold on, let me. Jesus Christ, this shit got fucked up.
I can give a recap if you want.
No, let me just get to it. Okay, so let's get into the Tucker and Izzy pick of the week first before we get into ours. Before we get into our recap.
Yeah. Yep.
So last week, what game did they pick?
They picked Jets and Dolphins.
Jets and Dolphins. Tucker was on the wrong side. He did not know that Teddy Bridgewater was going to – well, Teddy Bridgewater got hurt on the first play of the game. If that didn't happen, Dolphins would have won, so he would have been on the right side. Izzy picked the Jets. I'm not happy with the game we picked this week. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Rams. I'm not happy with Tucker's pick, and you're going to see why in a second.
Panthers at Rams.
Get a treat.
He's going with the Panthers.
Come here. Take your pick. Which one? Yeah. Good girl.
Yeah, so
We'll see what happens.
yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens this week.
What a shit game they drew. They've drawn some shit games.
Yeah, they've drawn horrible games, and this was like the worst one. Like the other ones were at least closer, where there was like almost a pick 'em.
Yeah.
This one was like definitely an obvious winner, and yeah, you see
Well, we
what my
thought that
fucking
last
idiot
week.
dog picked.
I thought that last week when Izzy.
Oh,
took
you're
the
right.
Jets.
You're right.
And
Hopefully the Panthers can win. Let's go.
Yeah.
Interim coach, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. But
So-
moving on to our picks of the week. Let's do a little recap. Both of us went 5-5 last week. Both of us had an average week. My overall record is 26-29. Your overall record is 26-3.
Yep.
We are both sitting at that 47% mark, which I would say is pretty good. We have a 47% win rate.
Yeah. It's not horrible. Like to be closer to like 55%. But
Yeah,
it's been
but
tough.
I mean, if you're
to come back.
talking,
I'll throw up
you
a
did-
picture of the graphs right now. Of the graph, you guys can see the updated graph on screen, along with our like yearly how we're doing with overs, unders, and all that. That should be on the screen right now. It's been a roller coaster for me. You've been a lot more steady, obviously, but hopefully after this week we can both jump into that plus money. So
yeah,
let's
let's
do
do
that.
it. Let's do it.
Let's get into it. I will start with my plus covers of the week. For the NFL, I got Falcons covering plus 5.5.
I hate how you do yours. But
Why?
just college games are first, so I would like go college NFL, but
I do it like this on purpose just because you do the opposite.
blah, 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 blah. Okay. So you like Falcons plus 5.5?
Yeah, we gave our reasons. I think Falcons could win that game straight up. I like Falcons plus 5.5. They're 5-0 against the spread this year. Let's take the 6-0. My other plus cover of the week, which similar to yours, Kansas plus 9. Oklahoma hasn't.
We didn't even get to mine.
Well, I mean, you're going to say the same thing here in a minute.
Well, you could have waited.
Kansas or Oklahoma hasn't been able to get much done. Their defense stinks, and they got shut out last week. Give me Kansas +9.
My plus covers of the week are, like you just told everyone, I guess. I like Kansas +9, and I also love the Pats +2.5. I think they can win that game outright, actually. So those are my plus covers of the week: Kansas +9 and Patriots +2.5. What are your minus covers of the week?
Minus cover of the week, I got Vikings covering -3.5. Obviously, with Tua not playing, that heavily influenced this pick. My other minus cover of the week is Clemson -3.5 against Florida State. I think Clemson's better than I gave him credit for all year. I like him in that one.
Dude, I didn't even see your picks when I was putting in mine. I have Clemson -3.5 also, and I have the Bucks -8. Like, when I was putting in my picks, and then I got your text of what your picks of the week were, we almost had 3 or 4 picks of the week.
Well,
together.
one, when you mentioned that to me, I told you, I said, with 5 weeks coming in NFL, we have less games to choose from. And as we're getting into weeks 6 and 7, we're starting to have a pretty good idea about
on
some
how
of these
teams are.
games.
No, you're right. You're right.
And so, like, that's just how it's going to go. Early in the year, it's like, oh, well, last year they were sick, and now it's like, what the hell? So I do think you will see, especially going forward, especially, like, you saw how good the college slate was this week. Tough. We had it was tough. You know what I mean? So I think I don't think that's from. We'll do our best, obviously, to keep them different, just because it gives it's better content, obviously. But I'm not going to just pick a team to pick a team, right?
No, right.
So, but I like both your picks. I mean, especially we talked about with the Bucks, the Steelers stink. I like Brady going there and getting right. So I like both those picks, and I think we both admit we were wrong about Clemson. I did not love them this year, and they have played some good football the last 3 weeks. I like them going into Florida State, who, you know, they had that letdown loss against Wake Forest. We talked about how hard their stretch was. I think they have Clemson and then NC State next week. Tough road for Florida State. I like both your picks. My overs of the week, I got Bengals Saints over 43. Teams can score. We talked about that one. And then I have NC State Syracuse over 42. We talked about that game too. You were on the opposite side of that. You like the under in that one.
I have the under in that one.
I think there's going to be enough points scored, just kind of like we talked about in the Eagles Cowboys game, 24-20 type of vibes. I think enough happens to get to the over there.
Right. My overs of the week are, I love Charlotte UAB over 63.5. UAB, I mean, Charlotte sucks. Their defense is horrible. They give up a ton of points, and they can score also. I think it's just going to be an absolute shootout.
Yeah, I mean, you read me like their last 4 games, but they score a ton of points.
Yeah. And they also allow a fucking million. So
yeah.
My other over of the week is the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs over 54. I think that's going to be a shootout. I think the over is going to hit early third, early fourth. Early fourth.
I like that pick too. History's on your side with that one. We saw what happened last year when these two teams got together. I mean, they scored more points in like 2 minutes than some teams scored in their entire game last year. I mean, they scored like 24 combined points in like the last 4 minutes of that. It was insane. So I like that one. That one seems to be a shoo-in. My under of the week, NFL, I put this one in first. Pats Browns under 43.5. I gave my reasons for that. What?
You went. I think you did pick under.
I think I went the under in this one.
Yep, no, you're right. You're right. I went over. Over. You're right.
I was going to say, I have done that this year, though. I like the under this one. I think it's going to be a run fest. I just don't think a lot of points. I like Pats Browns under. We got like a third string rookie quarterback playing for the Pats. I expect a lot of rushing yards in this game. I like the under 43. My other under, Arizona Washington under 73. Way too many points. Arizona's not very good. Washington can score. We saw that against Michigan State. But I think 73 is too many here. I really do. 73 is a lot. I don't think these teams get here. Another one of those games where I'm kind of going in blind. Last week it worked with Miami, North Carolina. Fingers crossed it works. So it works this week as well.
Oh, dude. That game might go over. That game, Washington allows a ton of points. That might go over. Arizona allows a ton of points, and so does Washington.
Can I make a last minute change?
Nope. Try to do your research. That's on you. I mean, hey, it still is a fucking shit ton of points. I mean, you're expecting both someone to go in the 40s. So
yeah,
we'll
30,
see.
40,
yeah, pretty much almost both teams in the 40s.
Whatever.
So
what are your unders?
My unders of the week are Penn State, Michigan under 50.5. I think that's going to be a really close, low-scoring game. And my other under of the week is the Broncos, Chargers 45.5. I think Broncos suck, and I don't think they're going to score many points. So under 45.5.
I like that under pick quite a bit. Penn State, Michigan. I can see the theories behind it, so I'm not gonna get on you too much about that one. I can definitely see the reasons why there. So, my dog of the week, NFL, Jags. I like Jags money line. They got the Colts number. We went into that one pretty in depth. I like the Jags there. Trevor Lawrence just got to take care of the football. That's it. They win the game. My other dog, USC over Utah. I like USC getting it done. They continue to get hot and win here. Maybe some other stuff happens up top. Maybe Alabama falls. Could see USC sneak in the top 5.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. My dogs of the week are the
I hate you.
Always be home sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Top. Woo! Rocky Top, Tennessee. I have the Tennessee beating Alabama, and I also have the Seattle Seahawks beating the Arizona Cardinals. Those are my 2 dogs of the week.
Yeah. The only one I don't like is the Seahawks. I get the reason behind. I've been kind of a Cardinal slappy this year. If you go back and listen to some of the other episodes, I'm just like waiting for them to figure it out. It's just too weird of a game for me. Tennessee's not a bad pick, especially if Bryce Young doesn't play. You said you don't care about that, obviously.
Don't care. Play or not, Tennessee.
Yep. Let's run through our picks one last time real quick. I have Falcons plus 5.5, Kansas plus 9, Vikings minus 3.5, Clemson minus 3.5, Bengals Saints over 43, NC State Syracuse over 42, Patriots Browns under 43.5, Arizona Washington under 73, and then Jags USC money line.
My picks of the week are Kansas plus 9, Patriots plus 2.5, Clemson minus 3.5, Bucks minus 8, Charlotte UAB over 63.5, Bills Chiefs over 54, Penn State Michigan under 50.5, Broncos Chargers under 45.5, Tennessee money line, and Seattle Seahawks money line.
Nice. Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck to you too. Let's both have a good week. Let's both get above 500. Let's do it. Let's get into our picks of the week parlay. So I think I love all these picks. I love all 4 of these picks. I think they're all going to hit, and we're going to win some money. So you guys better ride with us for this. Our picks of the week parlay is the Vikings minus 3.5, Jags money line, Bills Chiefs over 54, Bucks minus 8. The odds are plus 1,382. $10 wins you $148.16.
Hey, we're plus money. We're plus money in these. So
we're plus money in these in the picks of the week parlay. We are.
Yep, I like these a lot. I think the only one I'm like a little nervous about is the Jags, just because just because
it's a Colts revenge game.
Yeah, that's it. But I do think the Jags get it done. So
yeah, me too. It is time, folks. It is time. It is time for the Casey and Tyler 12-leg get rich or die fucking Tryin Parlay.
Powered by Riverside FM.
I love
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
I love BYU money line.
All right, Casey, this is your favorite part of the show.
Yes.
Favorite segment we do. as always, we're going to let Casey run you through these 12 picks. Casey, get to it, baby. And real quick, this 12-leg get rich or die Tryin Parlay is
Powered by Riverside FM.
Okay, they better fucking pay us for that. So the Casey and Tyler 12-leg get rich or die Tryin Parlay is. I love all these. This is our biggest parlay winner that me and Tyler have ever created. I am so happy. Let me run through it. Michigan State +8, Syracuse money line, Clemson -3.5, Eastern Michigan money line, Kansas +9, USC Utah over 65, Charlotte UAB over 63.5, Kentucky money line, Falcons money line, Bengals money line, Patriots money line, Cardinals Seahawks over 50.5. Odds are at plus 338 or 358,320. $10 wins you $35,842.04. Ride with us, die with us, get rich, or die try.
Yeah, talking about this part of the episode. Love it.
One of those makes me nervous because I took the other team, but that was the last-second switch up. That was a last-second switch up. We're going to keep it in there. We're going to ride with it. I have no problem with it. I'm not personally betting the Kentucky game. So, actually, fuck it. I'm rolling with Kentucky now because now we have money on it. So, sorry, Mike Page. Sorry what my gut tells me. Go Wildcats. Go Will Levis. Mayo in the coffee. Don't let us down.
Let's do it.
Good, man. That's a huge one. 35 grand. Let's fucking do almost 36 grand.
Yeah, pretty much 36 grand. Let's do it.
I love it. I love it. What an F. What an F. Went pretty well for us being remote, I think. Not any tech issues. Our Wi-Fi stayed in. You were a little blurry at a few times, but other than that, your audio never cut out.
Dude, you look blurry to me, so.
Yeah. I was perfect.
It could be one of those things that once it renders and gets all done, I'm looking at what I'm looking at for me, and you're looking at what you're looking at for you, and it's probably going to be fine.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that about does it for the show. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, turn on that bell so you don't miss any content going forward. And that does it. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. Oh, real quick, sorry, no Tuesday episode. Final Cut Pro wouldn't render it. I don't know what to tell you. Don't want to get into it before I get frustrated. But I'm going to play our little outro here. Casey, anything you got to say to the fans?
Nope. Love you guys.
We love you guys.
Subscribe. See you next week.
Powered by Riverside.
Oops, that's not it right here. We'll see you guys next week.
Powered by Riverside.
What an app. What an app. Oh, what's up, good boy? Who's a good boy? All right, guys, we love it. We'll catch you guys next week.